everyone, Eloise here for Craftie Cafe, and today I have a Halloween card to share with you all. We don't really celebrate Halloween here in Australia, but we thought it would be fun to create some Halloween cards, so that is what the team is going to be doing in September. I'm going to be using these Impression Obsession dies, and I'm going to be using the Boo die and also the Ghosties die. I thought these two products would be super cute to create a simple, easy Halloween card that the design you could definitely use for lots of different types of occasions, obviously just changing up the pictures and the words. So to begin, I'm going to start off with cutting off this word die here. I'm only going to be using the Boo word die from this set here, and then only 3 of the ghosts from the Ghosties set. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut those apart, and then I'm going to start on my background. So for my background, I'm going to start off with a brand new colour of Distress Oxide ink. This is the Black Soot, and I'm going to just ink blend on the bottom of this piece of watercolour cardstock, sort of in an ombre effect, so darker at the bottom and lighter at the top. And this is just going to be so I could cut my Boo die out of here. And I basically just wanted to have the blended look instead of, you know, plain black cardstock, just for a little bit of extra something instead of it just being completely flat and plain. And then I'm going to go ahead and flick some water on top of this Black Soot ink that I ink blended on here, just to give it a little bit of a water splotch effect, and I think this looks really cool when I die cut it out. So then I just went ahead and ran through that piece with the Boo die, and then I also used the Ghosties dies at the top of that piece of cardstock, and so I only had to use one piece of cardstock to cut out all of these images. So now I'm just figuring out how I want to do my shaker card, and I decided that it would be fun to do sort of like a mini shaker inside of this Boo die. So I cut down a piece of acetate and then just drew on there with a Sharpie marker of where I had to cut out all of those little like corner pieces, I suppose, and just so I could get it to adhere down perfectly and not have any acetate hanging over the edges. And then I'm just using this 1/4 of an inch score tape, but you could use any adhesive. I just used this because it was super easy, and I've just placed adhesive all on the back of the Boo die, and I'm just going to peel off all of these and put them in a little bowl so they don't get all over my desk. That is something that I'm trying to do more of now, is always put like my little scraps in a bowl, because at the end of a card making session or a video making session, I have all of these scraps of, you know, backers of adhesive and stuff all over my desk, and I think it's a little bit easier if I put it into a bowl. So now that I've adhered down my acetate onto the back of this Boo piece, I'm going to create sort of like a wall around it. So I've doubled up my layers of foam tape. This is just some 3M Scotch foam adhesive, and I've just cut them down into thin strips and then placed 2 layers around all of the different letters. So now I'm going to fill all of the openings. So first up, for the B, I'm going to have a lighter purple and a darker purple of sequins, and these are sequins from Pretty Pink Posh. So for the purple, I'm using the 4mm in the Pansy Purple, then the 6mm in the Amethyst, and then for the middle O letter, I'm going to have some 6mm Shamrock and also some 4mm Lime Sorbet. And then for the last letter, which is another O, I'm going to have 2 different types of orange. So I'm going to have the 4mm Tangerine and also the 6mm Pumpkin sequence. And I just really wanted sort of 2 shades in each. Obviously with the B, with the 2 openings, it was really hard to combine the 2 colours in each sort of cavity. But I decided just to have the lighter on the top and the darker at the bottom. And I think this looks really super fun having a word shaker. So now I'm going to go ahead and sort of decide how I want my ghosts to go on my card. And originally I was going to have them all in the background, but I decided against that, and I just decided to have 3 sort of surrounding my sentiment, I suppose. So I just picked out 3 of the ghosts that were sort of facing different directions, and so I went with those. And now I'm going to work on my background for my card. So I decided to pick out some more Distress Oxide ink. So I'm using the new Twisted Citron and then also Wilted Violet and Spiced Marmalade that were previously released. And I'm just going to ink blend on all 3 of these colours. So I'm doing orange at the top, and then Twisted Citron, the green, in the middle, and then I'm going to go in with Wilted Violet at the bottom. And I know that these colours aren't going to blend well together at all. It's sort of going to create a muddy effect, I suppose, but I'm not really overlapping them too much. I'm actually going to go over these colours with some water. So I'm using this water brush here, and I'm just sort of spreading out the colour colour really messily and just sort of creating like a watercolour effect with them. I just thought that would look really cool to do that. So I went all over all three of the colours with some water and just sort of blended it out, and then cut down the panel and splattered it with some more water to create that water splotch effect to replicate the sentiment. So now I'm going to go ahead and remove all of the backers of the adhesive that I added onto the back of my sentiment here, and I'm going to adhere this down into the center of my card, getting it as straight as I possibly can, and then I'm going to press that down. Now I can go and adhere my ghosts. So I went ahead and added some black cardstock onto the back of those pieces, and then I'm going to adhere them down to my sentiment with some more foam tape and also some liquid adhesive as well. So then to completely finish off this card, I'm going to adhere this panel to a piece of grey cardstock just with some fun foam, and then I'm going to adhere the entire piece to a white card base, and I'm just using some flat adhesive. For this is just my ATG gun. I only pull it out not very often, but when I was making this video I was actually moving, so all of my supplies were packed and my other little adhesive runners had run out of adhesive, so I had to pull out the big gun and use that. But I really do like it. It sticks really well. It's super sturdy. So that finishes up my Halloween card for today. I hope you enjoyed my little word shaker. Very simple design. You can definitely use this design for so many other occasions, obviously just changing up the sentiment and the critters. So thank you so much for watching. All of the supplies will be listed down below and linked over at the blog, and I will catch you all next time. Thanks so much for watching.